The last 10 years of my life, I've spent traveling the world.
Welcome to
Thailand!
We are in Iran. 6 continents, 75 countries, and more memories than I can count. Yet even after all of this, renting a car in the southern parts of Africa and spending a month living in a rooftop tent seemed like a crazy and dangerous endeavor.
It's gonna be the first time in my life when I'm gonna go to sleep with an axe.
Yes, for years we had dreamt about the nature and culture that can be experienced on such a journey. But what about the stories of corruption and crime?
And then he asked if we had any euros for his money coin collection.
Well, in this video we want to share with you the first days of this adventure. You will see what it actually means to live on top of your car in wild nature.
Sure, I think it's just right there.
Learn how and how much it costs to rent a car like this by yourself.
Let's go, my friends.
And also, we will bring you along to one of Africa's wildest nature parks that should probably not be allowed for beginner drivers like us. And the journey this time starts in Maun, a city in Botswana that is known to be the starting point of some of world's best safaris.
In about 20-30 minutes, we're expecting a call. There should be a person coming.
They're bringing us to the car.
Bringing us to the car. Bringing us to the car. Bringing us to the car. Bringing us to the car.
Well, as you can see from our little song, we had no intention of hiding our excitement.
Car.
And 30 minutes later, just like clockwork, a gentleman called PK was in front of our hotel to take us
I
along.
had this lady who has been waiting for me here. Okay, you can put your luggage here. You'll be using the gym for the whole month.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm so excited.
And now we're heading to the rental place to pick up our home.
Like PK said, our plan was to rent a car for 31 days. And to find the best deal, we had written to nearly 15 different rental companies, both in Botswana and South Africa, asking for their best offers.
That is cool.
Won't you look at that? That's a little beast.
The best deal we got was by far offered by an agent from Drive, South Africa. And it was made to this little Suzuki Jimny.
Signing the last papers.
And then, for 85 euros a day, this beauty was officially ours to call home.
2 hours. We've been here. Done paperwork, we've learned everything about the car. We packed everything together. We've realized how little space there is. But at the same time, do we need space?
No, we don't need space. We need space. Outside is our space. The world is our oyster. Outside is our bedroom, toilet, living room, kitchen.
And this, my friends, is excited Liisu. Space, no, space, no. Outside, oyster everywhere.
With big smiles on our faces, we left the garage behind.
Holy crap. We're driving, we have our own car in Africa. I probably should also wait for my girlfriend.
It of course took me a few minutes to properly understand where we were.
Which way there's the traffic here?
Left side the traffic.
But riding on a wave of positivity, it wasn't too hard to adjust to the new reality.
We're on the road! We have a car!
We are on the road and we have a car.
Woohoo!
The next few hours passed quickly.
The booking of the campsites has proved to be way more difficult than I expected.
We did our shopping.
So the last things that we need to do in the city are getting a lot of gas.
And then headed into the bush to have a first taste of what we had actually gotten ourselves into.
It's a little past 4 and we have made it to our first accommodation, I want to say.
And there is some thunder and we saw a little bit of lightning as well, so there is apparently not that much time to get our tent up. or like open. I don't know how you call it.
And it sort of sucks because it's the first time we do it, so it's the first time and we need to be quick.
Carefully, we followed the instructions BK had taught us, what now seemed like a lifetime ago.
I feel utterly useless.
But against all odds, about 12 minutes later,
I really hope it locked. I'm sorry.
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
No.
Whoa!
we had ourselves a place to sleep.
This is happiness, eh?
The fridge is actually cold. This is pretty nice. And to everybody who's curious, I have to say sorry, but there's not gonna be a van tour today or a vehicle tour today. Today we're just gonna relax. We're gonna take it easy because tomorrow we need to get up very early.
It definitely felt a little strange to see the sun setting and having to go to bed just few minutes after 6 in the evening. But syncing your daily rhythm with the sun was one of the first challenges of this lifestyle. And why it was so, we would learn the hard way on the following night.
We are now in our tent. It's pretty hard to see because it's a tent.
It sounds nice. Sounds very nice. Insects all around us. Good night.
Good night.
Well, good morning. Today was our first night in the rooftop tent and we survived.
We survived. I did not sleep too much because I was not trusting the environment yet. I was hearing all sorts of noises and I was afraid maybe somebody was going to come, and I don't know. I was just not trusting the environment yet. It needs a little bit of time to get used to.
Sadly, packing the car in the morning was just as difficult as it had been the night before.
Oh jeez, that took more than 10 minutes. Well, we got it packed up. We survived. So now, let's go. Let's go.
Just like this started our journey towards Central Kalahari Game Reserve, a park that we now retrospectively know is definitely not suitable for beginners.
Well. So much of the paved roads.
Google Maps says that it takes us 2.5 hours to go through these 40 kilometers. Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
there was a lot that came to us as a surprise.
Dude!
Jesus!
Dude! I did not enjoy this. I absolutely did not enjoy this.
We went through sand, mud, and then sand again.
I honestly thought that the adventure is gonna begin like when we get to the national park. But no, we're still 30 kilometers away and the road itself is already a challenge.
And when we finally arrived, there wasn't much left of the clean and fresh car that we had received less than 24 hours ago.
I think she has the bookings and everything.
Coming.
Luckily, we had pre-booked our campsites in town, and so the time we spent in our office was less than 5 minutes.
We paid with a card. The guy here was very kind and thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We just passed the entry gate and next 3 days we're gonna spend over there. The literal translation of this place is extreme thirst, and it's one of the most unique deserts in the world. Let's go, my friends.
Again, kilometers stayed behind us, but quite the opposite to the road that took us here. The route inside the park felt like a fairy tale.
I don't remember the last time when I saw that many butterflies. There's thousands.
Birds flew around us. And suddenly, we realized something quite remarkable.
I'm actually truly excited about the fact that this here is the first African national park that we're driving inside ourselves.
Yeah.
We have our own car. We are here
To an outsider, the difference between self-driving and having a booked tour might not seem big, yet after having tried both options, I can say that finding the animals and places by yourself is simply many times more exciting.
I know we might not see as many animals as with a guide, but the beauty of driving ourselves is that we choose our route. We are our own bosses now.
It's literally the same as comparing a safe and planned out tour to an unexpected adventure, full of stories that you're still telling years later.
And we have to be very, very grateful that lions cannot go to court and get restraining orders. Because otherwise, after spending 5 hours next to one lion, we might get one.
And so little by little, we started to feel this difference.
Our first animal. One of us is extremely excited, and it's not me. There's a turtle about this size.
Yeah, if you didn't know it yet, then frogs and turtles are Liisu's favorite animals.
I had the same guy in the toilet.
Of course, it did not take long for our findings to become bigger and more remarkable.
Yep, that's life, guys. That's life.
First, it was a couple of ground squirrels,
Super cool, super cute.
minding their daily business, while at the same time being extremely cute. Then a few blackback jackals, out looking for their next meal. And suddenly it felt like we were stopping every 5 minutes. There were ostriches, wildebeest,
Holy moly, they look so beautiful.
springboks and giraffes.
But it's quite a special feeling to have gazelles think of you as like something interesting, not something scary, that they're coming closer, that they're not afraid.
But most remarkable of the herbivores here in Kalahari is without a doubt the oryx.
I never knew that oryxes, they're so huge.
It was the first time we came face to face with them.
My gosh.
These antelopes really look like a piece of art. The contrasting dark and light colors on their bodies, and of course the more than meter-long horns on their heads, really make it seem like they came out of a distant myth or a legend.
They're just scratching themselves with a horn. Super funny. It's like science, like surgeons looking for the right place.
No wonder many countries and companies use them on their symbols. In a state of constant amazement, the day had slipped through our hands. And few hours before sunset, we needed to start taking care of our basic needs.
Time really does fly when you're having fun. It's lunchtime.
In such a small car, all the cooking, of course, happens outside.
It does feel a little bit weird knowing that there's leopards and lions and everything else around us and we're just here cooking. But, well, all the campsites are like this.
While constantly looking over our shoulder, we somehow managed to get the food ready.
Just wanted to show my mom that I'm having enough vegetables.
And whilst eating, we also survived our first animal attack.
It's food. A huge stick.
Another one?
Yeah.
No, don't do this.
Yeah, a thing not many people talk about is that dealing with ticks and other parasites turns out to be a regular part of living in the bush.
We've seen 3 of those buggers. Really don't want them to suck into our flesh.
With our bellies full, it was time to make our way to the campsite. And thanks to a quick afternoon shower, the roads now were quite rough. And slowly, it started to become clear why this park was so dangerous for rookies like us. You see, in the whole day, we had just seen 2 other cars. And in the back of our minds, we knew that if things go wrong, there is simply no one around to help.
It's it's fairly empty in terms of other tourists. It's like nobody comes here because it's far, it's hard to reach, you need to have your own car.
It was quite scary.
We have no clue how deep it is, but it's definitely four-wheel drive lake.
Knowing what it means if we were to get stuck in one of those puddles.
So whenever there's a scary place and Liisu is supposed to film, then she stops. She puts the camera down. She goes like this.
That's the reaction.
It was quite scary. I totally understand because I almost lost the car. Like.
But luckily for us, driving through the deep muddy ditches only caused us minor damage.
So this one broke. There's something holding here, but they didn't give us tools from the rental company, so there's just one way to get it off.
Let's go. There's lions.
Well, I would still call it a win, because when we finally reached our campsite, there was just enough time left to give you a quick tour of our little chimney.
Joe,
Yes?
could you show us the back of the car?
Oh, you want to see into the trunk, eh?
What we have in the trunk?
Da-da-da-da. We have a very good size fridge. Boom. It's big. And then like a cupboard. That's all we need for cooking.
And then here is like a dead space that we have put eggs in and the cooker top and...
The thing with chimney is that we needed to use every inch of space that we have. From this box until here is the space that you have for yourself when you're taking this car. But for us, it's enough because we have 2 backpacks. On this side, well, like every car, we have a number plate. Maybe in the wrong place.
It's a completely wrong place. The number plate should not be in your hand.
Then there's a can down there.
See, there is water. Comes out here.
Yeah, there's a tap down there. And that's like our bathroom down here, which is Liisu's creams, toothbrushes, things like this. Here we have our second battery. So you can charge your stuff from here and down here. But Liisu was showing like an example how we use every nook and cranny. This one has toilet paper, another one has canned foods. Whoopsie! Up here! Our gas, extra petrol, and all the cookings and preparing of foods happens out here. Chairs, table, and last but not least, pam-para-bam. This is a rooftop tent. Oh, and here we are. The reason why we always need to bring our shoes inside is hyenas. Hyenas, they eat everything, including leather shoes. We got proper pillows, we got a girlfriend, and like sitting down, I have a lot of room here. You can't stand up here, and what I like is that it opens from all 4 sides, so you can create sort of a breeze. We love the rooftop tent. We're literally thinking of like maybe one day getting our own.
And we usually put a light up. We have a head torch that we attach to the... there. Luckily, chimney is just so tiny that it takes very little time to do the car tour.
Yeah, that was the car tour. Thank you for coming to our show.
Yet while showing the car, there was one thing that we totally forgot. You see, none of the campsites in Botswana have fences. Out here, you're one with the nature. And so, I could only describe it as a mix of fear and shock when just minutes after going to our tent, we started hearing this.
We were just out there, like 10-15 minutes ago.
Should I look with the light? I think it's just right there.
It's a male lion.
Most likely the lion had been sleeping under a bush no further than 100 meters from our car, while we were happily doing the tour. And quite obviously, it took us hours to fall asleep that night. Good morning.
It's a very beautiful morning, the most beautiful we've had yet. And excited to go see the lions that we heard yesterday. Hopefully they haven't left. Hopefully they had a good meal yesterday. We'll see.
Altogether, there was 2 more days left for us in a park. And little by little, we started to understand the true charm of Central Kalahari.
It's sort of weird to see a desert so green, but that's also the thing that makes Kalahari special. It gets about 2.5 times more rainfall than like what is considered a desert, so it's actually a semi-arid savanna.
It also happens to be the second biggest game reserve in Africa, and with its 52,000 square kilometers, it is bigger than nearly half of the countries in Europe. So if you want to be alone in the vast African nature, there probably is no better place than this. But its uniqueness comes from much more than just the size.
And one other truly unique thing to Kalahari is this plant here. It's called Tsama melon, and it keeps water in. And so even in dry parts of the year, animals can come, they can eat this melon and they can get water. So this plant is part of this desert's story and the story of how animals can survive in such a rough but at the same time beautiful landscape.
While driving here, you never get bored as the landscapes are constantly changing. At times, the road wanders through a thick bush where you sort of feel happy once you remember that luckily your rental insurance covers bush scratches. Then it's a forest where giraffes and elephants roam.
Uh-oh.
Don't. Back.
That elephant was pissed at us.
That was scary.
That elephant was so pissed at us.
Oh shit.
And not 10 minutes later, you find yourself on a grassland.
Just beaming with life. You can hear insects all around. Some are big, some are small. Small flowers on the ground.
Being able to discover this place in such a way was truly special. And soon, Kalahari gave us a present we had been dreaming of.
Kit, take us to the lions.
Yes, Mighty. I will take you to the lions.
The tracks in the road are so deep that for the last kilometer I have not touched the steering wheel.
It started out with a set of horns laying on the ground.
So we're at the carcass of the oryx and I see, oh, there's a vulture. Vulture has landed. Joe, the vulture has landed. There's many vultures.
It almost seemed like we were late. Someone big and beautiful had just been here.
Just there. That was it.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
But then, about 500 meters away, we found them.
Oh my god, we found them. I can't believe we found them.
A pride of sleepy lions. They had just finished eating, and nothing could bother them.
Two were there. One is here. And there should be 2 or 3 more, but they make me anxious because we don't know where they are.
We were here alone, just meters away from them.
Not gonna lie, it feels freaking strange. You can probably see it from the GoPro there. The lion is just there. And she's a young one, so she might be curious. She might come and touch the car or do something like this.
And such privilege filled our bodies with dopamine.
So beautiful.
And after that, we saw the whole world through pink glasses. We were happy.
Oh, Mr. Leopard, where could you be? Mr. Leopard, you I'd like to see.
With every passing hour, we were more pleased with the decision to come here and rent a car in Africa. And by third day, we had started to find our rhythm. Driving and understanding the road conditions became easier. Cooking outside no longer seemed scary.
This one's actually tasty.
And even the daily chores seemingly became easier.
Let's make a new record and get the tent up in 5.
5. Ambitious.
What do you guys think? How much was it?
6.
3 minutes 55.
No! No! I'm the man!
When it was finally time to leave the park, we were full of confidence, and in just few days, it seemed like we had totally figured out this new lifestyle. But of course, the reality couldn't have been further from the truth. And so, in the next episode, you will see how understanding the nature is just a small part of traveling Africa independently.
Ran across the street and was like, turn back, turn back, turn back.
There was a group of people who are gonna come for us. They're thinking they're trying to rob us. If it's people who are trying to steal you with a knife, well, maybe it does something.
Friends, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.